coming up. Bike thefts on campus on the rise. Students are becoming nervous that bike locks may not be enough. A full report straight ahead.
And exiled from your dorm room because your roommate is hooking up? It's a big argument between college roommates. We'll tell you what one university is doing to try and fix the problem. District Wire News starts right now. Good evening, I'm Charlie Arnold.
And I'm Anna Tuman. Bike owners beware and reach for those bike locks. A slew of bike theft has campus bikers on the edge of their seats. Caitlin Hilliard has more in the story.
D.C. is one of the top 10 cities with the most bikers, and on American University's campus, it's easy to find bikes. Take these bike wrecks outside of campus residence halls. But for thieves, scenes like this are tempting. About 20 bikes have been stolen on campus so far this semester, some locked, some not. The police blotter tells the tale. September 10th, bike stolen. September 11th, same thing. Twice on September 14th, and 2 more times on September 15th. But students say they aren't worried.
So, no, I'm not worried. I lock it up every day. I trust my lock. That's what it's for.
I feel like campus is still safer to park than most places off campus, but I mean, it's still troubling.
Their advice? Lock your bike.
I figure like using a U-lock is like fairly safe. I've ridden a bike for the past like 3 years in DC and have used a U-lock and have never had any problems parking anywhere. So.
And if your bike does disappear, you can alert public safety at 202-885-2527. Reporting from American University, I'm Caitlin Hilliard.
A local transit union is putting the pressure on the Metro bus drivers this week. Union leaders are pushing for more cautious driving after 2 bus operators hit pedestrians in the district last week. Drivers will continue a safety training program and will follow every single standing operating procedure. While this will lead to safer driving, it will also force Metro bus drivers to slow way down. They can't drive over the speed limit, pass each other at bus stops, and they must make sure all elderly or disabled passengers are seated before they move the bus.
Democrats are hopeful the latest version of the health care bill will pass once it reaches the Senate floor. Senator Chris Dodd said there's a lot of opposition to the bill by Republicans and conservative Democrats. Dodd says sometimes when a bill reaches the Senate, it gets more support than predicted. Right now, the bill is centered on the public option. President Obama hopes this option will increase competition between health insurance companies. Critics of the bill are worried it will push private insurance companies out of business. The bill should be brought to the Senate floor in a few weeks.
We have a swine flu update for the AU campus. By the end of last week, 10 students and 7 faculty and staff members reported flu-like symptoms. The university reports flu-like symptoms because H1N1 testing is not yet being performed. The vaccine should be available at the Student Health Center by the end of this month. And AU is bringing up its grades. It received a B on this year's annual College Sustainability Report Card. The university has seen an improvement in its grade every year since the Sustainable Endowments Institute, a nonprofit organization, began conducting the reports. AU didn't earn an A this year because it received D grades in the Green Building and Endowment Transparency categories. AU is actively working to improve its score for green buildings by constructing a new School of International Service complete with solar panels.
Many colleges tiptoe around the issue of roommate sex, or sexiling. Tufts University recently decided to do something about the problem. Kimberly Oren has more in the story.
As co-ed dorms become more popular, college students across the country are sexiled by their roommates. Tufts University near Boston is the first school to actually ban sexual activity in dorm rooms when a roommate is present. Some students don't think Tufts' new rule can be enforced.
I don't think they could really effectively enforce people being sex-siling because people don't really announce when they're sex-siling other people.
The rule was prompted by persistent student complaints. It will most likely only be enforced if students are sexiled and they decide to report the problem.
There's no way they can enforce it, but it has to be the way it would be enforced is if the roommate who is sexiled in turn goes and knocks on the RA's door.
The policy says dorm sex should never deprive your roommate of privacy, study, or sleep time. Anthony Dunham, RHA's Vice President of Advocacy, does not think American University needs a similar rule.
These things happen, and I think learning from it instead of blowing it out of proportion is really what AU's strength is, and creating a community in which that can be handled in an adult-like manner.
Tufts officials hope the new policy will empower roommates to talk about what may be an uncomfortable subject. For District Wire News in Washington, I'm Kimberly Aaron.
Coming up after the break, see who's the newest victim of the economy's recession. DC homeowners are not the only ones worried about losing their homes.
And authorities are now saying that the infamous story of the boy in the runaway balloon was a hoax.
Investigators are working to burst the Heaney family's bubble, or balloon rather. Early Sunday morning, sheriff's deputies, crime scene investigators, and child services officials raided the Colorado home of Richard and Mayumi Heaney. The Larimore County Sheriff's Department is looking to build a felony case against the parents to prove that the family stirred up the scheme to build publicity for a reality show pitch. It is reported that the boy was in fact hiding in the house during the time when it was first reported that he was in the balloon.
The economy is not only impacting homeowners and car buyers, but man's best friend as well. Animal adoption rates in D.C. are down, leaving many animals stranded in shelters. Laura Petty has more.
They are cute, fuzzy, and loyal companions. But now many animals are finding themselves suddenly out of their homes and into the arms of the Washington Humane Society.
So this is Shay. She's 8. She's been here since May, which is a pretty long stretch for a cat.
Jessica Towson is the adoption coordinator at the Georgia Avenue shelter in Northwest DC. She says people call daily about giving up their pets.
I think a lot of it right now is the cost of potential vet care. Pets are a lot like children. You don't know when they're going to get sick, you don't know what's going to pop up, and you have to be prepared financially to deal with it. And unfortunately for a lot of people that doesn't fit in their budgets right now. A lot of shelters are having a really tough time. Every shelter that I've talked to or that you read about, everybody's donations are down.
Even though animal adoption rates are down, volunteers are keeping spirits high and are trying to get as many people into the shelters as possible.
Every day that I'm here, I'm giving back. I'm making a difference and giving people like a new member of their family.
This is Crumpet. He's a resident here at the Georgia Avenue shelter. The shelter houses over 45 animals, each looking for a new home. The adoption process is quite simple. All you have to do is fill out an application, meet the pet outside of their cage, and go through an interview. It's a pretty simple way to give an animal a second chance at a happy ending. For District Wire News, I'm Laura Petty.
American University is throwing it back to the 90s tomorrow. Hanson will be at AU around 1 p.m. to promote their Take the Walk campaign. The famous boy band will go on a 1-mile walk barefoot throughout campus, then perform in front of the K Spiritual Center. The band is trying to raise money and awareness to fight poverty in Africa.
The New York Yankees have been a commanding 2-0 lead over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the American League Championship Series. Game 3 of the best-of-7 series is being played today in Anaheim. The Philadelphia Phillies took Game 3 of the National League Championship Series Sunday night. The Phillies were led by a dominating pitching performance by ace Cliff Lee. Joe Blanton will take the mound tonight for Philadelphia against former Philly Randy Wolf. Andy Pettitte will take the ball for the Yanks against Angels Jared Weaver.
How about those Yankees?
I don't know. Who are you rooting for?
I'm a fan of New York, born and raised.
I don't know, Anna. I'm going for the Phillies.
That's all we have for this evening. I'm Anna Tuman.
And I'm Charlie Arnold. Have a great evening.